The graveyard apartment. Akiko and Takashi Yamamoto thought they had found a dream home in the graveyard apartments. The building was sleek, modern, and absurdly affordable. The only catch? It was built next to an ancient cemetery. They assured themselves it was no problem. After all, what harm could the dead do? On their first night, Akiko noticed something unsettling. The air in the apartment was cold, unnaturally so. It felt heavy, suffocating, as if the walls were closing in around them. She brushed it off as exhaustion from the move, but as the days passed, the strange occurrences grew worse. The lights flickered constantly. Akiko would often wake to the sound of faint whispers, as if someone was speaking just outside her bedroom door. Every morning, she found Yuki, their daughter, sitting by the window, staring out at the gravestones below. When asked, Yuki would simply say, "I'm watching them. They're coming soon." One evening, Akiko found Yuki in the hallway, whispering to something unseen. "What are you doing, sweetie?" Akiko asked, her voice trembling. Yuki turned slowly, her eyes glassy and distant. "They want me to come outside," she whispered. "They said they're waiting for me." That night, the cold in the apartment became unbearable. No matter how high they turned the heat, it felt like a freezing wind was blowing straight through the walls. Then came the sounds, faint at first, but growing louder. Scratches. They seemed to come from everywhere, behind the walls, under the floor, even from the ceiling above their heads. Akiko tried to ignore it until a low, dragging sound echoed down the hallway, a sound like something heavy being pulled across the floor. She grabbed Takashi, and they both stood at the threshold of the hallway, holding their breath. Something was moving in the darkness. Takashi turned on the flashlight, and there, just outside their bedroom door, was a figure. A woman, her hair matted and gray, her skin pale and shriveled like old paper. She was crawling on all fours, dragging her body forward with unnatural strength, her mouth hanging open in a grotesque grin. Her eyes, hollow and black, fixed on Yuki. "Mama, she's here," Yuki whispered. Akiko screamed and grabbed her daughter, backing away as Takashi tried to slam the door. The woman laughed, a high-pitched, rattling sound that echoed in their skulls. She stood up, her body twisting and contorting, bones cracking as she rose to her feet. "You don't belong here," the woman hissed, her voice like the rustling of dead leaves. "This is our home now." The door slammed shut, but the whispering continued, growing louder, filling the apartment with a chorus of voices. Akiko could feel the walls closing in, could feel the cold fingers of the dead reaching for her. The next morning, the police found the apartment empty. The Yamamoto family had vanished without a trace. The only sign of their presence, a series of deep, jagged scratches on the inside of the front door. No one ever moved into the graveyard apartments again. The building stood abandoned, a silent monument to the family who dared disturb the dead. At night, if you pass by, you can still hear the scratching from within, and if you listen closely, you might even hear the faint, ghostly whisper of a little girl.